I'm sorry I have to bring things down, but I have some terrible news. There's been a horrible crime committed. Russell was murdered. I know, it's so shocking. I mean, he kicked off the set tonight. He's sitting right there, but they found his body in the parking lot. He was stripped naked, except for a hot dog costume, strangled with his shoelaces, and his trademark cigar was, well, you don't want to know where they found that. I know what some of you are thinking. Clearly the work of a ritualistic serial killer. But no, the murderer is somewhere in this very room. Yes, and I am going to try to find them and bring them to justice. Now, everyone here had a reason to want Russell dead. I mean, you heard his act. Actually, why we got Russell? Who killed you?
I don't know yet.
No.
You're killing me now.
I mean, that's understandable. They say eyewitness accounts aren't the most reliable, but I know 4 people here who were the most likely culprits, and of them, I will narrow it down to the actual killer. I'm going to be taking some detective inspiration from another famous J.B. Fletcher. Someone got the reference. Yes, there are people in this audience. There are people in this audience who are over 35 or aren't straight. So yes, let's bring up the culprit. Marty, you're one of the suspects.
Whoa. Marty, get up there.
Sarah.
Are we going up?
Gibby. Yes, I'm accusing the host, and I don't want to be accused of bias. So Eric, you're a suspect too.
Hey.
All right. We have our suspects. Now, yes. Now, I have here 4 envelopes. One of them contains a piece of paper that will identify the killer. I carry these with me wherever I go because, I mean, you know, this is America. It's just common to expect homicides to happen. And it's quite possible, I have learned, that the guilty party will be drawn to the envelope that indicates their guilt. As you can see, these envelopes are all completely identical, no markings on them any kind. So the dispensing of justice will be random, arbitrary, and you could get it wrong, just like the actual American justice system. So, bring them out. Everyone, please go. Please choose an envelope that falls to you. All right. Now, everyone come in. It's time for the interrogation. As I said, everyone here had a reason to want Russell dead, but the 4 of you had very special motivations. You, Eric.
Yeah.
You haven't been here as much because you've been busy with work.
Yes.
But you've also been biding your time, trying to make people forget about your presence here, so that when you had the opportunity, you could strike and get vengeance on the man who said only hipsters listen to Dragon Force. Oh, don't you laugh, Sarah. You also had a vendetta against him. We've heard your story about how you were tormented on that farm as a child, how that chicken came after you. But I learned, you recently discovered, Russell was the one who sent the chicken after you. And he did it just for a laugh. And when you realize that, all those decades of fear and pain rising back up, and you decided to send him to the great poultry pit in the sky. That doesn't even make sense. I got caught up in the moment, sorry. Marty, you weren't seeking revenge, but you had another reason to want him dead. You've talked about your exploits, your little illicit drives.
Look at those tattoos.
Don't narc on me.
I'm not narking on you. But narking is the reason why you wanted Russell to be quiet, because it was during one of these drives when you were taking some illicit contraband to a buyer that Russell was with you, and you were driving fast. You were taking the back roads. You were going over the speed limit because you didn't want the cops to come up to you. But you were going so fast and it was so dark and you didn't see it there in the road. That poor little rabbit. You tried to swerve, but it was too late. The rabbit was dead. You had that guilt. It was just you and Russell, and he was pressing you to give him money to keep it quiet. But you got tired of paying. You decided to send him to see that rabbit again. And you, Gibby, you just got the mind of a killer. That Ned Flanders facade had us all fooled. It didn't. It distracted us from the sociopath within. You were just looking for the perfect target. And Russell was right there. So, I've ascertained your motives, I've studied your reactions, and using careful criminal psychology, I think I have determined the killer. Eric and Gibby, despite your reasons for wanting to commit murder, I believe neither of you did it. Please open your envelopes.
Yeah.
Innocent?
Innocent.
Innocent. You two may have your seats.
I beat the case. I beat the case.
We'll still be keeping an eye on you, though. Marty, let me ask you something.
Yep.
Do you feel guilt for that poor rabbit?
No.
No.
No, fuck that rabbit.
Okay, it's understandable. You know, it was an animal's life, but you know, I think you have more regard for human lives than animals. I don't think you're the killer.
Am I a bitch?
Am I a bitch? I'm a bitch.
Sarah, this isn't looking good for you.
I don't know. How could it be a woman?
How could it be a woman? I mean, the women's prisons are full for a reason. It's time, Sarah, to reveal your guilt. Oh, Sarah, let me ask you something. You got your revenge. Did it feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you are exposed as a murderer. I mean, you should probably call the cops on you, but that would get all complicated. So just promise me you won't do it again.
I'll promise.
All right, you can have your seat. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everyone. Rest in peace, Russell.